We're talking with Kate Braverman, author of Wonders of the West, a novel, and it's published by Fawcett Columbine. Welcome, Kate.
Hi, Connie.
And recently, there's sort of a new genre that is being written about what it is like to be brought up in a single-parent home. But this is the one that is written in blood, your book.
I didn't even realize there was a genre of those books.
4 or 5 books
I
recently. Male point of view, female point of view, but yours is the one where one sees the parent as the self-involved, the kid who is the survivor by dint of their own drive to live.
Well, I didn't have a political agenda when I wrote this book. I just wanted to tell the truth about my coming of age, a poor girl, a latchkey child of the shabby streets of Los Angeles.
Oh, talk about Palm Court and its connection with the Memorial Hospital.
Yes.
And Uncle Louie, who's there for cancer, and the kids have to be on good behavior or they're going to get kicked out.
Yes, they say if you turn the radio on, someone will hemorrhage. It was a ghastly childhood, and so I wanted to write about a girl's rites of passage story in Los Angeles, which I felt had never been done before, and to write about a certain strata of society, which is often not written about. And I wanted to write about the early 60s also.
Yeah, and a mother who says to her daughter, "Don't call me mother, I'm sister when the date comes in."
Sis.
Yeah, it's the negation of identity that Jordan is going through.
Jordan is up against a system that is completely inhuman. Her school, where she lives, the values that she's surrounded by. In fact, she is the only sane person in this novel.
Yeah.
And that's why they're trying to put her in a structured environment. And I wanted to tell this story 30 years ago, and it's interesting to me how little times have changed, that this story 30 years later is still so hard to tell.
Oh, and there is Jimmy, her friend, and
I think Tomiko.
Tomiko, yeah.
You know, I remember Los Angeles when I came out to live here as a child in the 50s as being not a city of choice. It wasn't a glamorous city then, not as I knew it. It was a place that people came who had terrible health problems, people who had to be in the sun, people who had been scandalized in other cities. It was like the end of the road.
But what you have done to set the scene for the kids who live in this Palm Court, or even, what is it, every Christmas where they would give you one set of gift, and suddenly, because you've reached puberty, they're going to give you
you get your hygiene kit.
Yeah.
Instead of Candyland, you get your generic present.
And poor Jordan, I mean, all girls go through, is this what I'm growing into, as they look down, and she has one breast that's larger than the other. And she goes to that plastic surgeon who doesn't understand what the needs of a teenager are.
No one understands Jordan. She is truly the artist as a young woman. We're used to having books about men writing about the artist as a young man, but I don't think there are that many books about the artist as a young woman. This is a poet. She's a 14-year-old, fully formed poet in how she looks at the world. Therefore, she's a danger to everyone.
And she has the eye, though, the eye of the artist. When she sees Uncle Louie, and who is it, Doris, the aunt?
Her aunt, who works as the cashier at Cantor's Delicatessen on Fairfax Avenue.
And when her mother brings home the date who's going to take the whole family for a treat, where does he take them?
Cantor's. Of course, with the waxy light pouring off the ceiling on top of them. Yes, this child is having an extremely difficult, she's having a grotesque adolescence,
yeah,
as so many of us do, but I don't think that we live to tell the story. Well, you know, women are just starting to reclaim their real lives. Like Adrienne Rich talks about diving into the wreck. I wanted to reclaim my girlhood as it truly was.
Kate, today you are a professor at university.
I resigned. I am a former
professor of English and creative writing, a poet recognized. I think this book has so much more to say than most people have given it the credence.
Yes, I do tend to do seminal work that is not recognized.
I mean, this is Nathaniel West's Los Angeles from a child's point of view.
I think that's very kind of you to say, and it was a great challenge to write as a child. And I was worried that this book would not be understood as being a child's vision of the universe, which it is. This is how a child looks at exile. This is not the world as it really is. This is a 14 and 15-year-old looking at the world.
Who remembers as she left New Jersey, the mother taking her doll away and not letting her take the doll with her. It would be too inconvenient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She remembers everything. She has the eye of an artist. But, you know, all of my characters are sort of on-the-edge characters, and I've always seen this as being an on-the-edge city, an apocalyptic city. And because I've always been a bohemian, I've always lived a non-Hollywood sort of life. You know, people come here to get into the movies, and Los Angeles is always stereotyped as being that kind of city. But in fact, I know this city as a bohemian artist living on the Venice canals. Mm-hmm. I know this city as a bohemian artist living in the Echo Park barrio. You know, I know this city in a different way. It's my hometown.
And Kate, you know this city then as the kid who visits or sees the girls who have mothers and fathers, who have the pink bedrooms.
Yes, shag carpet and the princess telephone. That was something that the intacts had. That's what they called families that were still intact. Intacts.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
Jordan forms her little club with Jimmy and the fat girl.
Pamela Bruno, the schizophrenic.
And she's a remarkable character. And there they are waiting for each parent or relative, in a way, to die.
Yes, you get to stay at this housing project as long as you're still receiving treatment. I was trying to write about an American gulag.
Yeah.
I was highly influenced by Kafka when I wrote this. This is my version of the end of the American dream. This is the mutation of the American dream.
And in the end, it's off to San Francisco and Haight-Ashbury. Kate, a brilliant book. I thank you very much. As you can see, it has been living with me since
I can see that. You really seem to be involved with this.
Very much. Will you autograph it for me?
I would love to. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And if you would like a copy of our publication, Good Books, send me a stamped, self-addressed envelope to Good Books, P.O. Box 69, 1640, Los Angeles, California, 90069. Look for our column in all the California Press Bureau newspapers. Support your local library and go back and read some of Kate's other books. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much, Kate.
Thank you.
Come back and read from it.
I'd like